Happy National Girlfriends Day to everybody out there. Today is supposed to be a celebration of those female friendships and romantic partners. So I want to shout out all of my female project panners who have always supported me and encourage each other to keep going and reach our goals. Thank you to all of you. And it is also Headband Reveal Day today, so thank you to the watermelon picnic headband, but it's now time for pineapples. I think they're super cute, and I like the added gems in here as well. So you will be seeing this all month long. However, you are probably here to see how my That palette is going. I'll admit it was kind of going a little bit boring, and then something kind of surprising happened. But I'm not going to spoil it and tell you what that is. You're going to have to watch the video to find out what it was. So as usual, we're going to start with a little bit of a recap. Picture on top is from January and the picture on the bottom is from last month. So to date, I have been able to hit 6 pans in this palette so far, and they include the shade Bubbles, Hyla Sirius, Sweetened, Cata-CE, Dragonfly, and last month we were able to hit pan in Fruit Fizz. As for weight changes, I can happily say this month we do have a change. In January when I brought it in, it was 228.4 grams. Last month it weighed 224.5 grams for the third month in a row. It was so frustrating. But this month it weighs 224.3 grams. So not a huge change, but you know what? At this point, I'll take it. But that means in the past month I was able to use 0.2 gram of product, and in total so far I have used 4.1 grams. Apparently this palette has 16 grams of product in it, so we are about a quarter of the way through. There is definitely still a lot of product left to go. But now for the exciting moment. I have been working hard, and this is what my palette looks like now as of August 1st. So here she is in all of her glory. In the past month, I was focusing on Dragontini, which is the top shade over here. I was also working on Prickly and Effervescent as well, but unfortunately, I was not able to hit pan in any of those. However, you might have noticed it, beside Prickly here in the shade Exotic, I had a surprise pan. I did not see that coming. I didn't even know I was that close to it, but you know what? I love surprises like that. So now we officially have 7 pans in this palette, which means I'm officially over that 50% mark. So a couple of other things of note as well. Dragontini, Effervescent, and Refresh all have some nice dips going on in them. Prickly has a small dip in it. And Infusion and Strawberry Pear are just happy to be included at this point. Top picture is monthly uses, bottom picture is total uses. I'll try and run through this quickly because there are 13 shades. Bubbles I used 12 times this past month for a total of 103 uses, which is exciting because I've officially cracked 100 uses on my first shade. Refresh I got 3 uses, bringing it to a total of 27. Strawberry Pear, like I said, is just happy to be here. It did get 1 single use this past month, bringing total uses to a sad 14. Dragontini was one of my focus shades and I did use it 8 times, which means it is now at a total of 29. Infusion also is a little bit of a sad shade that needs some love. I did reach for it though this past month 4 times, however it is still at a sad 17. Hyla Sirius I reached for once for a total of 13, and typically I would call it sad, but it has a pan, so you know what? I think that one's doing pretty good. Sweetened I used 2 more times, bringing it to a total of 17, and just like Hyla Sirius, it has a pan, so you know what? It must be doing good as well. Exotic I got 4 more uses, bringing me to a total of 26, which is when I hit pan on it, so that's super exciting. Prickly was another focus shade, which I did use 6 times, bringing it to a total of 22. Cata-CE I used a whopping 1 time, bringing it to a total of 41. Dragonfly I dipped into it once as well, however total uses are only at 25. And unfortunately I can't say I dipped into every shade this month because somehow I forgot Fruit Fizz. So Fruit Fizz is at 0, which means total uses are still at 29. And Effervescent, which was also a shade I was focusing on, I got 12 more uses and it is now at 80. That's going to be the next one to break that 100 use mark. I can just feel it. To recap on my July goals, I was focusing on 3 shades, which I kind of mentioned just as we went over uses there. The first one was Prickly, which I got 6 uses. The second one was was Dragantini, which I got 8, and Effervescent I got 12. So I'm pretty happy with the amount of uses I got from each of those shades. It's just sad we couldn't hit pan on any of them, but you know what? Progress is progress. I did get my partner to pick their favorite looks that I made with each of the focal shades. Just know Effervescent is more of a topper shade. It's not really a center of attention kind of shade. So as much as I used it 12 different times, it was never really the focal color of a look. So I only have 2 favorite looks to share with you this month. So the first one is for Prickly, and this was the look that he picked. Unfortunately, I didn't keep track of what I used and what I mixed together because I don't know, this month I was just kind of doing the bare minimum with things. I was just trying to get through July. It was a little bit rough. So unfortunately, details are unknown, but this was their favorite look I did with Prickly. And again, details unknown, but this is the look I did with Dragantini. I really like the texture of the vibrant multi-chrome, so Dragantini is one of my favorite shades to play with. For August, I'm going to focus on my least used shades that don't have pan already. So the 2 I'm going to be working on are Strawberry Pear and Infusion. Strawberry Pear is described as a coral. It is a velvet satin, which means it is a smooth, soft focus satin matte look with minimal sheen. Infusion is a semi-sheer lilac. It has pink, purple, and blue shimmer with a soft gold shift. It is part of the sparkle shadows, which means it has high shine, multi-dimensional sparkle with distinct color shifts depending on the lighting and the angle. Strawberry Pear from previous uses I can say gives you traditional kind of coverage. However, the Infusion I would say is kind of more of a topper shade. So we'll see how we can work these 2 into some looks this month. But that is my update for how Pan That palette went this past month and my 2 new shades that I'm going to be working on. I am excited that I was able to hit pan in Exotic, and who knows, maybe we'll have surprise pans in the month of August. I won't say no to that. However, I really appreciate you watching this video right to the end. It really helps my channel out and it encourages me to keep going. Don't forget to celebrate National Girlfriend's Day today, and until the next one I see you in, I hope the day treats you well. Bye!